And here's the other thing that screwed up for me, because again, originally I scheduled my trip, my plan, on June 29th was my birthday, and I was going to be in San Francisco on that date and build everything around there for an event in San Francisco. And then Brad changed the date from July 13th to January 29th, June 29th. So, so anyway, so now I had to cancel my plans for San Francisco because my higher priority is Brad's deal. So my first priority, for the most part, is scheduling everything around Brad's events. And so what he does is a webinar, but he does record them. So if you can, you want to be live when he's doing the webinar, but then also go back and review the webinar. He's doing that every month. So every month he's got a webinar.
This is part of that
the foundation program. Yeah, foundation program.
So in theory, every month he gives a session on the foundation program.
Yes. Yes.
So I could skip going to Dallas and still see the webinar every month.
Maybe. We'll see, because here's the deal. Part of the foundation program is the 2 day. So of it,
Netflix.
yeah, that is part of the foundation program. So basically what he's letting people do is have a free, I got 10, he said I could get 10 people. Okay, my little window, I could get 10 people. So basically, when he did the first time, he had like 150 people, but that's because he had all these people that from his prior mentoring program that he invited, so there were a lot of them just want to check it out. Then, on top of that, he spoke at an event in January. That's the event that I heard him speak at, and I knew when he made the presentation, man, I was all over it because I said that was too good a deal, he's going to go up in price, I know. So then he spoke in Toronto, and when he spoke in Toronto, there was 300 people to see Robert Allen, who wrote the book Nothing Down. 120 people came to see him, and he sold 21 people $9.97 each. So they're in Toronto, and they paid $9.97. And again, some are going to come to this event from Toronto, and he's also going to do a one-day special for them in Toronto going back. They invite them to come back. So the point, I know he's building momentum, so I know that most likely the next time he does this in the fall, I'm not going to get people in for free. Maybe I can get people in for half price or something like that. Because right on the front end here, because he's paying for 2 buses. 2 buses are not cheap. It's a nice Marriott hotel. So he front-ended all the cost, and then as he's getting momentum here, so I said, well, how many people can I bring? He said, well, maybe around 10 would be good.
How many people are already registered?
I got about 10.
Over there, the total?
Oh, the total number?
No,
I don't know the total number. But I do know it was back a couple weeks ago about 74. So I'm expecting the bus will hold, and that's the key, okay? The bus will hold about 50 people each. So I think he's capping the whole thing at 100. So basically, if I had, like one other person show up, I might have it where I don't ride the bus, and I'm going to be riding. But again, he's teaching on the bus as we're going. So there's a whole experience. We're not just on the bus. He's setting up for, okay, let me tell you about the next one, or let's just review that one. Or so on the bus, he's on the speaker stuff. Plus, he's got other people on the bus, and so it's good to be on the bus. And the bus only holds so many people, and he's got 2 buses. And then they switched between, so that him, and there's Aaron. So he and Aaron, and they have 2 buses, and they switch people. There's only so many buses, only so many seats.
Right. So the foundation, going back to the foundation list every month.
So foundation program is year-long, he says 9 months. And so of the
9 months or a year long?
It's a year-long, but there's 9 sessions.
9 sessions.
In the year. And so basically of that, some of the sessions are like this 2-day, that's part of it. Okay, so there's one in March, there's one this month. However, the one he was going to do in July, he moved in so that he's doing the 29th, he's doing the bus trip.
But this is what I don't understand.
Yeah.
How I understand, this session is like the basics, right?
Yeah.
But once you learn the basics, right, you want to learn more.
Right.
Why would I want to see basics again?
Here's
next
why.
month?
Here's why. I'll assure you, I cannot repeat everything that went on that weekend.
No. I
don't remember all of
understand
it.
that, but I wouldn't want to pay like $3,000 just for somebody repeating all over again the same stuff, right?
Here's the thing I'm trying to explain. So each time we go out, there's some overlap and there's some new stuff. It's both, okay? But the thing, you'll better understand once you go to the weekend, okay? So it's all theoretical stuff, but let me just assure you, it'll be Sunday night, They'll say, okay, great. So tell me what you learned this weekend. So you don't need to go back this weekend. You learned everything this weekend. You got it all down. Okay, maybe there's a few things I could come back. There's a lot of information here. I mean, 2 full days and new stuff, and it's like you'll be like, yeah, I probably could learn some things coming back and going through this again. I mean, I'm experienced, and I mean, I could maybe give you about 50%. So there's some stuff there that it's like, okay, let me get this. Part of my challenge is I'm a single family home guy. So I got to shift mindset single family home to apartments, because it's like, okay, houses, I make my profit when I buy at a discount. Apartments, that's not necessarily the case. I'm like, Tilt, wait a minute. What do you mean I don't buy the discount?
What's the name of your mentor, Brad what?
Brad Sumrok, Sumrok. And so one of the things I learned is there's 2 kinds of apartments. There's a value play and there's stabilized. So what happens is one of the students, and we'll probably actually go look, I mean, it was such a valuable thing. So this one guy, he bought this apartment complex.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
So these students are part of the foundation program, or these students are part of
Here's what happened. He was previously a mentor for this other company.
Oh,
And the
that's
people that he was a
okay.
mentor for the other company, when he left, a bunch of people who paid all this money, he left, and they were connected with him, and they were sort of lost. And they're calling him, even though he's no longer with the company any longer, they go, Mike, hey, can you help me out here? It's like, well, I'm not with the company anymore, you know, but Mike, buddy, can you help me, you know? And so the point being is that he's got these relationships with these people, so some that, I mean, they bought apartments, he made money, whatever, he's letting them in and not even charging them, because again, he's going to make money from, they're actually doing stuff. They're doing deals, he's going to get commissions and stuff like that. And plus they're bringing people and telling people and things like that. So the thing that was impressive to me is that I'm thinking, man, I don't want a small apartment complex. It's going to be too much of a headache. I mean, I had hair when I started getting into apartments and multifamily, you know. But he had one Indian guy who's got 14 units and some nice black lady. And the whole, I mean, the place looked like this, very nice, an apartment. And it's like, and there were like, the whole bunch of us were all in her, I mean, wall to wall, in her little apartment there, looking at it with her talking and everything. And she's the on-site manager for this guy, because he lives in North Dallas and this is in South Dallas. And I'm thinking, and he bought this like for $200,000, it's worth $300,000, he's got $3,000 with cash flow or something like that, a little 14 unit. And I'm thinking, but it's like nice, you know. I mean, it looks like a B, there's different grades. There's
Right.
A, B, C, D. And so this looks like a B type property. And I'm thinking, wow, if I could get something, I could, well, okay, I could do that. But he didn't have any other investors. He took the deal down himself. And so that's always the goal, is a lead. Don't even have to have investors, because now you got to report to other people, and it's a headache, and right? If you can just do it with your own money. Yeah.
With your single family, do you keep any of them more than a year?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
If they are nice, if they maintain property well.
I got a property
Doesn't have any-
in a neighborhood called Oak Forest that when I first started there, this is in Houston, you can tell, Oak Forest. It's hot and trees, and there's another one, Garden Oaks, you know, so those kind of areas. So these houses were built in the 50s. I knew they're going to tear them down and build McMansions. So I talked to the realtors. The realtor said, you can't find any deals in there. There's no foreclosures in there. Blah, blah, blah. All the standard realtor, blah, blah, blah stuff. So I did a marketing campaign. This guy responded to my ad. The only thing is, stupid me, I should have just kept going with the marketing campaign instead of doing the one deal. But what ended up happening is I get the one deal. About $139,000 is owed on it. It needs $20,000 in rehab. It's worth about $135 at the time. This is back about 5-6 years ago. I negotiated a short sale with GMAC and I bought it for $80.
Wow.
I got it for $80, put $20 into it, and then I get letters. I get 3 to 5 letters every month in that neighborhood, that property, from, I got the investor, I got the realtor, I got the builder, I got the developer, I got the realtor representing. I mean, I get all these different letters from all these different parties. We're short of inventory. If you'd ever consider selling your property, please talk to us, because again, it's such a hot area. There's just so much demand. And then on top of that, as I got these, I went in there and I called the builder and said, hey, I see you got this slot over here. I'd like to see if you might be interested in selling. It's gone. We're rebuilding. I go, well, okay, I understand, but maybe you could get one. He went, no, there's nothing available. Well, but if I really wanted to, and I was going to give you a $5,000 deposit, and I'd be patient, and maybe, I mean, I'd be willing to wait 9 to 12 months. Well, maybe. Well, how much would it cost? I mean, what would I have to look for? A lot. I mean, Well, they're going for between 160 and 200,000 for a lot.
Wow.
So in the meantime, oh, and what prompted this is I've been getting letters offering me 120 in 1 year. And this happened 2 years ago. That's how I knew the market cycle turned. The offer from this one in particular that made me a specific offer, the offer in 1 year jumped from 120 to 160. Now I know if they're willing to pay me 160, there's more meat on that bone. So, in any case, so when a property in Houston, Texas jumps by $40,000 in 1 year, so sometimes it's getting close to maybe consider taking a harvest there. So that's the one property I got up that I'm looking to take the equity of that one and potentially roll it over into a apartment complex. So, but that's part of the game. See, you're buying these and holding them and then waiting until the right time. But see, am I going to have trouble selling that property? I mean, it'll be gone like that. I think we need to wrap it up here. It's getting late. Time to go.
Put another house in there.
Thank you very much.
A lot of information, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah, a lot to digest.
So you're full of that,
Appreciate